Alrighty, gentlemen. So, you probably heard by now, right, that Xbox did something pretty bad. They increased the price of Game Pass by 50%. And Game Pass is something that I've always praised for being consumer friendly. Because it was a really good deal. But now they've kind of alienated a lot of people away from it. And I think it isn't really consumer friendly anymore because of the price. And of course, you've got the Xbox, fanboys who were defending it tooth and nail. Now here we got Co-Carnage's thoughts on the Game Pass update. Co-Carnage has been in the gaming for a long time. Now, he's probably just going to say it's bad, but let's just see. Let's see what's going on.
I think that Microsoft is a threat to this industry, to their customers, and to the hobby as a whole.
This is going to blow up in every corporation's face. People are going back to pirating.
I used to love Xbox, man. What happened to the game I used to love? What it has become is just embarrassing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Xbox is officially dead!
I guess we could start with this Xbox Game Pass stuff.
Yeah, we're now at the point where they have structured this for extreme monetization. The thing that is crazy though, and this to me, this is one of those things where it's like we watch major companies make decisions that a normal person would think is insane. And it makes you wonder how many people at the top are just surrounded by yes men. Think of it this way. We have watched them over the last 8 years slowly, carefully grow this system out, make acquisitions, partnerships, then literally overnight, a 50% price increase.
Yeah.
I feel like they were trying to say something.
Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is increasing in price by 50% to $30 per month from $19, well, $20. As Xbox adds new benefits, including Fortnite crew access. Wow, thanks so much. So here's the thing, right? So it's going up by $10, which is going to force people to not buy it anymore, right? But there's still going to be people who are buying it. So what I'm curious about is, are they going to lose because of the people who are going to stop buying? Or are they going to gain because of the $10 increase for the people who continue to buy it? That's one thing, right? And the other thing I'm very curious about, and if you guys have Game Pass, I would appreciate you if you tell me this. If you've got Game Pass and they increase the price by $10, do they tell you that they've increased it in like through your email or through your through Xbox? Do they cancel it, or do they just keep it there, and then the next time your Game Pass is due, it takes out the $30 by itself through like your bank account or through PayPal? Like, I'm really curious if that's how it works, because if that's how it works, couldn't you argue that this is like a form of theft? Because they're taking $10 more out of people's accounts without giving them proper notification. Oh my god, that this happened. I'm really curious how this is.
This. And I wonder if it's the same thing that Twitch was saying when they allowed multi-stream, where they're just like, yo, we won. We know you're going to get this anyway. We know that like there is no other option.
Yeah.
So now we're going to drop the hammer on you. Now we're going to start making money on this. Now that we've lured you here with the honey, we're going to switch it out with salt. And it's like, but you're here anyway, and there's nowhere else for you to go. Just like Twitch did. No more contracts for streamers. You're all going to stream here anyway. Like, because we know we're the big fish now. So what's wild about that is like they could have done this 1,000 different ways. Why this way?
Yeah,
why
rip
would
it
they
off?
do something that they know? I mean, dude, there were so many people refunding Xbox Game Pass. Their site crashed
Yeah.
literally for hours.
Yeah.
And it's like, they had to have seen that coming. Like any thinking individual is like, oh, you're going to jack the price up 50% literally.
Guys, I think it's worth keeping in mind as well. People tend to think that these companies are stupid, but they're not. Everything they do is calculated. So, by them doing this, there has to be a reason for it, an end goal. But I'm just a dumb guy on the internet, so I can't even predict the fucking end goal to what they have in mind. Like, I really don't know. Like, I just don't know. What if it leans into the cloud gaming? Like, in the future? Because cloud gaming is going to be a thing in, like, 5-10 years, right? It just is. So, what if Game Pass goes into cloud gaming as well? And the reason they've increased the price is because people are going to be sharing the Game Pass through cloud gaming. Right? Maybe? Like, that's the only thing that my tiny brain can think of. Like, somehow the price increase to Game Pass is going to go into cloud gaming.
Overnight, of course you're gonna have a massive amount of people boycott it. Like, I don't know, it feels very strange, man. It feels like one of those things where it's like, did a human make this decision, or did just something go through a bunch of corporate teams and nobody stopped it before it happened? It's a very
it was a
weird
human
situation.
Yeah.
It was absolutely a human who did
now
this.
for Game Pass Ultimate, 50% increase, like Coach said.
And literally overnight, like,
Yeah, well,
So this increase is, it's bad, right? But I would still prefer this over the PlayStation 1. So PlayStation Classic has something that I fucking despise. And I don't think it happens on Xbox, but I could be wrong. They could have changed it over the years. I've not seen the games in like 5 years. But PlayStation, essentially, right? You have to buy PlayStation Plus, right, to play online. Now, if you want to play a game that came out like 20 years ago, like if you want to play Oblivion, if you want to play Fallout 3, you have to upgrade from PlayStation Plus to PlayStation Classic, which is an extra £40 per year, right? Taking it to like a total of like £100 per year to play a game that came out like 20 years ago. So, right, and you're probably going to think, just buy the game, right? I thought the same thing until I searched the game. I went to PlayStation Store and searched the game I wanted to play. It was Fallout 3 and also Fallout Vegas. Both of these games, you cannot even buy the game. The only way to play it on PlayStation is to upgrade to PlayStation Classic. And these subscriptions are tied together to where you can't buy Classic per month if your plus is per year. So you have to upgrade the entire thing. And I don't know if I don't know if Game Pass does this now, but the time where I had Game Pass a couple of years ago, it did not do this. I could buy those games if I wanted to. So based off of that, I would still prefer Game Pass even though the price is expensive over PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Classic.
It was 9 days.
That's the wild part.
One day it was what, $20 for Game Pass Ultimate?
$19.99.
Yeah, $19.99, and now it's $29.99.
And the best part, the
that's
worst
a
slash
huge
best part,
increase.
was their justification for the increase. It's just like they didn't, when they announced the price thing, they didn't even say the tangible benefits the increase said. They said additional benefits added. It's like, are you crazy? Like nobody's gonna look at that and be like,
And also, to my understanding, they didn't specify the price increase either. They just put it on like the end screen and they didn't talk about it. I'm sorry, if you're increasing something by $10, so from $20 to $30, you better fucking tell people that you're doing this and why. That's a big fucking increase.
oh, it's okay, we're getting additional benefits.
Well, that's the
It's
article
cool.
too.
I know, but it's just like the official announcements were just it seemed like the messaging, the play, like I don't know how somebody came up with this idea. It's crazy.
Yeah. These are your benefits. Unparalleled access. It's just nothing really changes.
But the problem is all three of those things at the top of that you were getting for $20.
Yeah, you were already.
So it's
getting
like they have nothing to sell. There's nothing to upsell.
Yeah.
They caused even more confusion when they tried to do this stuff with Call of Duty, and people were like, "Wait, is it included or not included? What's going on?" Because they had that line where it was like, "All Xbox upcoming titles excluding the Call of Duty franchise," and everyone was like, "Wait, what part is that excluding? Where is that excluded?" Like, yeah, crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And you want to hear something else crazy? Here they are increasing the price of their monthly value to now $30 a month for the Ultimate. And now the most popular games we're seeing are getting to be less and less expensive. Indie darlings, big blow up smaller games. Mega Bonk, great example.
Yeah.
So what that means is, as we start seeing those games come to prominence more, every time you go to your Xbox Ultimate Game Pass and you download a game like Megabonk, Microsoft wins because you play 30 Megabonks in a year, and it would have been cheaper to buy 30 Megabonks and pay for that.
Yeah.
Like we've officially gotten to the point where we used to be able to say, oh, Game Pass is no brainer value. That's what we used to say. Those three words, no brainer value. There's enough on this where if you play games regularly enough, it is a no-brain decision that you will save money with Game Pass. With this price increase, like there was already people that were starting to kind of like analyze it harder in the last few years. But with this, it's just like, I'm seeing people all over the place being like, I totaled up my last year. I didn't spend that much money. Cancel.
Yeah.
Like, and you see that over and over and over. So I wonder if this is like the critical mass. I wonder if $30 is going to be their ceiling. I can't imagine them going more expensive. Granted, we don't have access to the metrics. Like, who knows how many people are actually buying this? But it is very wild, dude. It is very wild. And like, here's the thing. You see that big list of games? A lot of these games you can get on Steam for $1.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
they're, I mean, like they just
definitely
put
watch
Fallout
those.
1.
Yeah.
They had Fallout 1 in that list. Like it's like, how can you're literally.
Yeah, but they're capitalizing off of console players. Steam is PC only. And to my understanding, they're trying to create like a console that is kind of like a cheaper PC, right? So it's kind of going to be an Xbox, but to where you're able to play Steam games on the Xbox. Like, I've heard that's kind of in the works for Xbox and the thing they're trying to make. But that could just be, thoughts. I'm not sure, though. All right, I wanted to check something, guys. I think this is important. Let's have a look. Where's Grok? Let's ask Grok something. What possible reasons could Xbox have for increasing Game Pass? Whoa. Now whatever. What possible reasons could Xbox have for increasing Game Pass by 50%? I want to see what AI is going to say about this. Expanded content, over 75 new titles in 1 year. Black Ops 7, but who cares about Black Ops? New partnerships and perks, integration of Ubisoft Plus classics. Oh, I get to play Ubisoft games? Oh, wow. I get to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's always been my dream. Who cares? Fortnite Crew valued at... I don't know what Fortnite Crew is. And EA Play. So, is it only premium that has been increased? Or is it the bog standard Game Pass as well? Sustainability and profitability. Xbox Game Pass has subsidized heavily since 2017. With Microsoft spending built, yeah, I don't care. Just tell me why. Rising development costs. AAA games now cost 200, 500 million to produce. Okay. And then tariffs. Oh, God. It's all Trump's fault. Market shift with 60% of US gamers buying 2 or fewer games annually. The hike has sparked significant outcry. I feel like Grok hasn't told me anything I didn't really know already. Can lock in old prices via... Yeah, this year. Some regions, example EU, can lock in old prices via auto. So this here is a huge problem. So I think this is the question I was asking to you guys before, and apparently this actually is the case. So if you've got Game Pass and you've got it to auto pay every single month, by them increasing by $10, the example 3 months of yeah. So by those increasing it, then they're going to auto take that out of your bank account. So I think, firstly, this should be auto cancelled. Like, that's the first thing that they have to do. They have to auto cancel people's subscriptions because of the huge increase in price.
He's saying like it's starting to get a little obfuscated here. Fallout Tactics, like
I do think it's greed, but
it's wild. Yeah,
I do think
I think they're really hoping that people just ride out that Xbox Game Pass is value, and that they just don't look into it. I think they're just hoping that people are they just keep their heads down and don't pay attention.
Probably. I mean, the other thing too is this is right before or right in the middle of, big release season, right at the start of October. And so when you look at a game like Call of Duty, or you look at a game like, all the big titles they said they're coming up soon, Outer Worlds 2, all that stuff. And that stuff is added to Game Pass. Most people are going to be like, well, I could spend $30 on Game Pass, or I can spend $240 on these 3 games over the next 2 months.
Yeah, sure.
$30 is definitely what I'm going to go for, over $240 of those $70 to $80 games. So maybe that's what they're trying to go for? I don't know.
I mean, there's no question that there could still be value. As long as they don't start restricting hours and titles per month, which, let's be blunt, that may be the direction they're going. But as long as they don't start doing that, then there's no way...
Imagine if they did that. Oh my God. So if you pay for Game Pass and you download Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and they put a timer on the gameplay, so you're only able to play 70 hours total, and then you aren't allowed to play the game through Game Pass anymore, bro. If they did that, oh my fucking God, that shit's gonna be crazy. But in terms of value, I can see that it still has value, but the problem is they increased it by 50%. Like that. If you're increasing things, it's supposed to go up slowly, like 10%, then 10%, then 10%. But what they just said, 50% increase, blur, enjoy. Bro, fucking hell, man.
If you play enough games, you can get value out of this.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think the argument, though, is
But
like,
the average
of
person
games
doesn't
you're
play that
really
much.
Playing. Like, you know, yeah, it's easy to say like the $70 Call of Duties and stuff like that, but like really go through your library and be like, how many hours did I put in? You know, how many hours of indies did I put in? How many hours of AAA did I put in? I think a lot of people will be surprised, especially when they start adding up those indie amounts, where it's just like that number's just not gonna. That number's gonna get closer and closer and closer.
Yeah.
And right now, for a lot of people, I think it's too close. Remember that almost all of those big titles, they're going to let you buy them to play them earlier or pay extra to pay them earlier. So it's like,
sure.
if you are with a group of friends, if you want to play with your streaming community, if you were like that little $30 a month, you're just going to start like, oh, I'll just pay an extra 20 for this one. I'll just pay an extra 20 for this one.
Yeah.
You know, and do that 15 times in a year. And I mean, you're done. You're cooked.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. There's also, and I saw a lot of industry analysts.
Guys, I think it's important as well to keep in mind that Game Pass is huge for average gamers, right? So I'm not talking about us to where we play games fucking 12 hours a day, 20 hours a day, right? I'm talking about average people who have a job and then they come home and play a game for like two hours at maximum. And I think by increasing it from 20 to 30, it's going to alienate the average gamer away because they're not going to see the value anymore in a price increase to $30 per month. But I think if you're a hardcore gamer to where you're playing games all day, every day, I could still see a value with Game Pass. So I guess they're trying to capitalize off of hardcore gamers over average gamers, which that's not a good thing to do if that's the thing that they're trying to do. Because the average gamer is a huge market. It's a massive fucking market. So you should always try to capitulate to average over hardcore. Always.
Saying this as well, that they think / have heard rumblings that like this is now the brand for Xbox, right? They have positioned themselves as the Netflix of gaming, and they're done making hardware. They're just gonna put Game Pass on everyone else's platform and become a Game Pass service that has first party titles.
Yeah, sure.
You're not gonna see another Xbox.
Yeah. I think Game Pass is going to be a thing tied to cloud gaming, to where if you pay for Game Pass, you're able to share that with friends and your family for the same price, right? I could see that as a price increase incentive, sure. And I think besides PlayStation, I do think that they're going to be everywhere. Because like currently, Game Pass is on Steam, or it's on computers anyway. So if you have a computer, you've got Game Pass and you've got Steam. Game Pass is on Xbox. I believe Game Pass is on Steam Deck. Game Pass is going to be on the version of Steam Deck that is being created by Xbox. And if they create a console that is going to be a PC Xbox, essentially, it's going to be on there as well. I do think Game Pass is going to be the primary cloud gaming service at some point. 5 years, 10 years from now. But I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure on this, but that's the thing I think.
There's really not many reasons, especially when like you can turn on your TV right now and there's a Game Pass app on most smart TVs.
Yeah.
to where you don't even have to have a
Wait.
console. You just stream the games, from a cloud service to your TV. So why would I go buy a $650 console that can
Wait.
do?
Game Pass is on TV? There's no fucking way, right? Guys, I'm checking my TV to see if anything happens here. How do I check it? Home? Now, perhaps it isn't on mine because it's kind of an older one. Search. I've got no internet on my TV. Fuck's sake. Yeah, guys, I can't check. I don't have internet on my TV.
The same thing my TV can that I already own. They look at that and they're like, well, maybe we just make it $30 and try to make it as appetizing as possible, as fast as possible before, the holiday season hits with all these big titles.
Wait,
Some of the Twitter threads, dude, were hundreds deep.
The amount of refunds that I've seen on that thing are staggering.
so it
I mean,
crashes
they
the
must
website,
have
huh?
lost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars a month overnight.
Yeah. It's
Again, I don't know because
maybe
they've increased it by $10. So if they're going to lose a percentage of people paying for it, but they're going to gain $10 from the people who continue to pay for it, are they going to lose or are they going to make? I really don't know. It all depends on the percentages who are going and staying. And I doubt Xbox is going to tell us that. I highly doubt it.
even more gruesome thinking about Call of Duty, right? Because Call of Duty it's the cash cow. That's why Activision Blizzard is Activision Blizzard.
Guys, do any of you play Game Pass on your TV? I'm not talking about through Xbox or PC. Like, can you get Game Pass on your TV and play it? I'm curious how that works. Like, how can a TV play, like, hold and play games like that? Like, cloud gaming, I don't completely understand cloud gaming. It's kind of like you install a game to cloud or something. But if you're able to play Game Pass like properly on a TV, that's the future. That is definitely the future. Because it's cheaper to buy just a TV and Game Pass than to buy a TV and an Xbox, or TV and a PlayStation, or TV and a computer.
It sold millions and billions of copies, and now this year it's not.
Did they jack up the price of Game Pass so people would cancel it and buy the games?
Oh, I mean, maybe.
Nah, it doesn't
if
look so.
they're
That was
gonna do
that was what
math.
I was gonna ask. Like, it's something I'm not 100% on. Even if you don't have Game Pass, you can still buy the games from the app, right? Like, if you want to pay like sticker price.
Yeah, you could still straight up buy like COD for $80
The
or whatever.
part I hate about this is going from that perspective. Like, so much makes perfect sense by what they're doing right now.
where they
That's-
win on both fronts.
It would win on both fronts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the people that don't pay attention, they just get $10 extra a month from them. All the people that leave now have to
exactly.
buy their favorite games. Like, yeah. I wonder if this is somebody inside Microsoft finally deciding, you know what? Maybe this wasn't the best idea.
Well,
like, maybe we should start like just bringing all the
The only argument against this that I could see is that kind of incentivizes people to buy from PlayStation instead of Xbox now. Because the only thing Xbox has over PlayStation is Game Pass. It just is. So if their goal is to force people to buy the games instead of Game Pass, then those people would prefer to just go over to PlayStation and buy the game on PlayStation instead. So I understand the thing they're saying, but I don't really think that's the case.
whales in and chasing all the regular people away, and then we can just keep jacking the price up.
That's what I said.
And let everyone else buy their games.
Hardcore gamers stay,
Microsoft reportedly
and the average gamers fuck off.
$300 million sales loss on previous Call of Duties due to Game Pass. Just that alone might be worth chasing people away from the system.
Yeah.
I wonder if that $10 increase was like the difference in how much, like, I wonder with that 3 million number, I wonder if they were like, if we jack the price up by 10, then, you know, if X amount of people stay and X amount of people buy, then that 300 will get less, you know, like, I wonder if that's the whole point, is to just chase people off so they'll buy Call of Duty.
Maybe. I don't know. This year's COD is rough. So we'll see.
We have officially entered the age of,
I don't think people are going to buy
Everyone
Black
needs
Ops.
to figure out
I've
if
seen
it's value for them.
the hate for it.
This is the end of that generation.
Pretty overwhelming.
So
We were kind of already there, but this is the nail in the coffin. Again, it all depends on what you play. If you are a person that is fine to wait for the Game Pass release date and you plan on playing all the big AAA titles that year, I'm thinking you're going to save a lot of money, because I mean, $360 is, I mean, let's be real, these days that's what, 4 games, 5 games, if even. So I mean, if that's the kind of gamer you are, it's going to be a great value. End of story. I think the issue though is it's just people aren't really like that. People don't really play every AAA game. People just skip ones entirely sometimes. So it really comes down to like each individual person. How many AAAs do you play? How many indies do you play? Like, what's that ratio? And if it's more indie, it's pretty quickly going to be that this isn't going to be value for you. PC Game Pass, honestly, if you're a PC player, I think that may be the best value.
It might be the best.
I mean, at under $20, you're going to get all the stuff that comes out on your PC, which is frankly probably what you're going to want to play anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, PC Game Pass is still going pretty strong.
Still pretty good. Until they decide to look at that and be like, well.
Wait, is PC Game Pass not tied to Xbox Game Pass? I thought it was the same. It was the same thing. Am I not understanding something here? Because I don't have PC Game Pass either. I tend to buy everything on Steam now. But I thought if you had Xbox Game Pass, it came over to PC Game Pass as well. Because it's still Xbox. It's the same company.
They're already talking about that.
Guys, I'm sorry. I keep pausing. I've got to look at this. Does Xbox Game Pass pass over to PC? Oh, it does. Okay. Yes, Xbox Game Pass includes PC games, allowing access to subscription benefits from both consoles and PC. Okay. So it does crossover. Got it. Yeah. So I do think if you're a hardcore gamer, you probably still have an incentive to buy Game Pass if you're playing all these different games. But if you're just playing Call of Duty or you're just playing sports games, probably not. If you're an average person who plays games 2 hours a day, I think this increase is probably going to turn away all those people, because it isn't a great it isn't an incentive anymore. It just isn't.
Already have that plan for.
They did increase it by like what, $5? It was $11.99 and now it's $16.50 or $7. So yeah,
value before it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
PC Game Pass was nuts.
Bro, the first time they brought in Game Pass, I was mind blown. It was like, wait, what? I can play all of these games for £6. Like, I think the first cost of Game Pass was about £6. What the fuck? This is insane. Now, I understand increasing it from 6 to like 12, okay? It's like, okay, I get it. It was pretty fucking low. From 12 to 15. But now it's gone to like £25. It's like, I'm starting to lose incentive, period, for Game Pass.